So I figured I'm not gay, but I do have a coming out story. Alright, so this is really personal. Some of y'all may not even watch this, want to watch this, and some of y'all may like throw hate out there for like, why are you putting your business out there? That ain't none of us business to see. But I don't really have a problem telling anybody. And for most girls, sometimes boys, it's an issue, and they get all like weird and choked up about it. But I don't know. I never have. So I got a story to tell y'all. Alright, so when I was little, I was 6 years old, and I was downstairs in my neighbor's basement. My neighbor had two sons. One son was my brother's age. At the time, they had to be 7, 8. They were like 9, and my brother and his brother. My brother's EJ, and his brother's CJ, and they were 9, and they had an older brother who was 12. Well, he had an older brother who was 12, and he was Andrew. So I remember, and it's kind of awkward to say because like this shit's like uncomfortable. So I guess I do get weird about it, but only describing this shit because it's like about me, like. But talking about it like it's not traumatizing to me. I don't know, but anyway, so so we were down in the basement, and we were playing this racing game. Well, not we. The two younger my brother and the other kid, we were playing this racing game, and I remember I was sitting down, and I was fucking. Let me put this down because I gotta sit. I remember I was sitting on the ground next to my brother, and on the other side of him was his friend. And I was sitting on the ground, and I was eating cinnamon toast crunch. And Andrew, the 12-year-old, was all like, "Sam, come here, I need to talk to you." And like, I wasn't close to him, whatever. Like, we were kind of brothers and sisters. Like, we were just close. They were my neighbors. Like, we grew up with them or whatever. So I was like, no. Like, I don't know why you wanted me, the fuck. So I was like, no. But I guess he kept asking me. And I guess he got on the boys' nerves. So they were like, "Sam, just go see what he wants." And I remember he was in a sleeping bag. And I guess he was watching them from the back in a sleeping bag. And now that I'm thinking, like, he was probably jerking off or something because he's a horny 12-year-old. And what I'm about to tell you, like, it kind of makes sense. So I'm like, I turn around, I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Come here." So I put the shit down, and I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Come in the sleeping bag with me." And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Just do it." And they're playing their game, mind you. They're playing their game. Like, okay. And I don't remember what happened. I really don't. All I know now, like right now, all I can tell you is at some point, I don't even know how long I was in the sleeping bag, but all I know is at some point, he had, obviously my pants got off because he can't do this without my pants off. My legs opened, and you know how like a sleeping bag zippers? Well, it ended up like, when you pressure it, like, it unzippers. And my cooch was out and shit, and was he fingering me or was he eating me? I don't even know. I think he was eating me. And I remember my brother turned around, and he went like this. He did one of those. He's like, "Oh, shit." He's like, "Yo, CJ." And CJ turned around, and he's like, "Oh, shit." And I remember Andrew looked at him, and he's like, "Don't tell nobody." Like, I don't know if he threatened them, but all I know is that don't tell nobody. If all he told them was don't tell nobody, I don't know if listen to that mom, but fuck that shit. I'd be like, yo, if I was my brother, I'd be like, yo, mom, da 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 da. Like, this bitch, 6 years old. And obviously he's 9, so he don't understand. But that shit's fucking crazy. Like, I don't even know. And this shit happened until I was 12. And he was 18. So this shit happened since he was, for 6 years. And, and so, you know, he'd come over play PlayStation with my brother in my house. And we'd have sex in the closet. You know, he'd be like, oh, let's go look for bugs. I had this bug catching out. So I'd stand on something, and I'd be going like this with bugs, and he'd, like, be fucking me in the back. We do it in his basement. We do it in his room, like, full-blown fucking me, like, a boyfriend, girlfriend type shit. Like, it was crazy. Like, the shit I went through, I don't know. And, like, he told me not to tell anybody, ever tell him or anything. But, like, I got to the point where, like, I would start asking him, like, yo, let's go. Or he would ask me, let's go. I'm like, no, my parents are home. I'm like, so tell him you're doing something about it. I remember one time I had to lie and say, oh, Andrew wants me to go over and paintball or something. I was, like, 11 or something, or 10. Like, play paintball. And he was going to shoot me paintball out the window. And I'd hold, like, a garbage can, and we'd be fucking in the room. There were so many times that we almost got caught. Like, his parents came home. Or his brother was home, some shit. And then I remember we did it in his living room once. Yeah, there was mad types. And I remember we slept over once. We had to sleep over because my parents went away. And I had to pull it off. And they're like, okay, so where does everyone want to sleep? It was me and my brother. And I'm like, well, since EJ and CJ are friends, they could, like, sleep in the same room, and I guess I'll sleep with Andrew. So, you know, shit went down there. I do remember it hurt a lot. Like, it hurt. He never, well, obviously he abused me. But physically, like, if I ever said no, he never beat me up. I remember very visually that, he'd be on top of me, and he always wore a chain. And, like, I remember it, like, hitting my chest and shit. And so, one time, that was the first time they caught us. The second time my brother caught us, we were in his closet. And Andrew was sitting down with his legs up like this. And I was kind of, like, on top of him. And I was sitting there, and he opened the door. And of course, he said, don't tell nobody. And he just shut the door. And, like, so I just left it alone, whatever. And, you know, one time, I told everybody. I told mad people. One time, my one friend, we were best friends. He didn't believe me. So, I don't know how I got in touch with him. But I'm saying, yo, you want to go? I'm like, I got my friend. I'm like, he don't believe me. He's like, alright, so we went in his house, in his bathroom, and he pulled his pants down. And he showed my friend his penis, and my friend was like, did not want to see. He's like, yo, dude. Like, put that shit away. Sorry, my little brother walked up the door. I need to go. Good, go away. Why are you coming in? You didn't even knock. Anyway, it's like, put that shit away. So, I mean, whatever. So, that went on for 6 years. I never told my parents why. My brother never talked to me about it. I don't know. So, I always felt weird. Like, I didn't feel good about my body. You know, I was always hard on myself. It felt really weird to talk about sex in front of my mom. I don't know if any of this is normal, but I've been to a psychiatrist, and they said all this makes sense. I have control issues.